This is a podcast about our lived experience, which unfortunately includes infant death and subsequent mental health struggles. Please take good care of yourself and only listen if this content feels safe for you right now. We'll still be here when you're ready.
Hi, I'm Judith.
And I'm Alina. We both lost babies to SIDS in winter 2021.
In the throes of grief, I reached out to a stranger on the internet and our friendship was born.
In the years since, we've been working hard to survive, rebuild, and navigate the continual challenges that have come our way, including divorce,
Job loss,
dating while bereaved,
moving multiple times,
health scares,
pregnancy and parenting a living child,
starting new jobs, and so much more.
We are tired.
Happily ever after is out of the question for us, but this podcast documents our journeys to happier ever after because we believe life after loss is worth living.
So join us as we laugh, cry until we laugh.
Welcome to As Long as I'm Living podcast.
We're so glad you're here.
Hi, everybody. This is the last part in our 3-part life update series. In this one, we talked very recently, just a couple weeks ago, about how everything that's been going on in our lives has affected our ability to record, and also a little bit about how wild it is. So we kind of just swapped lives. Swip, swap, snip, snap, snip, snap. What am I? Oh, it's The Office. Anyway, we swapped lives. And it's been hard and confusing and cool and weird and all the things. Bittersweet, beautiful, challenging. You'll hear about that in the episode, but thank you everybody for the kind words and speaking on behalf of Judith on that as well. So here is the final part in our life update series, because I know we had been absent for a little bit, but going forward, we've got a couple of weeks of episodes coming. So regularly scheduled programming starting again next week. We will see you there. So let's talk about what's going on with you.
My schedule is really different. That's one thing. Like, because now I only have the kids half the time, I feel like when I'm with them, I really try and be with them, and I'm so exhausted by the end of the day. And then when I'm not with them, then, this is the first time that I've had kind of free time and haven't been in depths of grief in 5 years. So I'm just kind of trying to find my footing again. It's hard for me to explain how I feel about this chapter in my life. I think I will look back on it and I will think it's really sweet. I will look back on it and feel very sweet and tender and loving towards it. I will feel like that was such a beautiful time in my life, but it's certainly a lot. It's complicated. I got married when I was 22, so learning how to just kind of navigate the universe.
Be an adult by yourself.
Yeah, navigate the universe, be an adult without being married. It's just different. It's just different. And it's very different. People said to me the other day, someone called me a single parent, which really didn't resonate. So I need to come up with a new term because I don't know if I'm a single parent.
You're not a single parent.
No, I'm not a single parent, but it's kind of I guess I don't feel like a single parent. I just feel like a whole parent.
You mean because you guys share? I
feel like a whole parent half the time. I feel like a whole ass parent. I don't feel single in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever think, so those of you who've been longtime listeners of this podcast, you know that when we started this podcast, Judith was about to give birth to a subsequent alive baby daughter, and I was on the dating apps and newly divorced and doing whatever. And now I feel like we've just done a little flip-flop that nobody really expected.
Wait, Alina, I actually want to address that. I'm glad you said that because I was worried that people would listen to the podcast and they would think that they are going to get divorced because we are two people with two very different stories.
Yeah, right?
And we both ended up in this position. So then I was worried, oh gosh, is every person going to think that because they lost a child, they will get divorced. Because our population size is 100%.
We're 2 for 2.
We're 2 for 2. What does that mean about us? What does that mean about us? What does that mean about us?
I don't know. What does that mean about us? I don't think it means anything.
I don't think it. I think we're just two people that happen to have two things happen.
I mean, so we've talked about in a whole separate clip some more about what's going on with you and the end of your relationship, the changes in your relationship. And in that, I know you addressed the question of, was this because of Aiden's loss? So like, let's save that, put a pin in that.
I revisit that question, Alina, all the time. I revisit that question.
Yeah.
It's like, when your baby first died, you like go back and you're like, what happened? Like what did I miss? You ask yourself, where did I go wrong? Like, and then you replay it from 70 different angles and you're like, where did that happen? How did I end up here? It kind of feels like that. Like I've revisited this question so many times in my mind that like, how did this happen? Or where did the disconnect start? What is my responsibility in it? What is Aiden's responsibility in it? I will say that it's interesting because my mom, when people ask what happened, me and my mom, because we're the only two, I'm sure my sister, all my, my friends, I'll just say we, the collective we, whoever's answering the question, we all have very different strategies, how we go about answering the question. I'll know, for example, my mom will never put it on Aiden. She'll never say like after Aiden died, anything. She won't say that because she feels like we shouldn't be blaming the perfect little baby for something bad that happened, And I feel like, yes, we should. I feel like this is the perfect time to blame. It's the perfect time to blame a baby who died. Firstly, because I do think that that's a piece of it. But secondly, because it's like, it's a perfect scapegoat. You know what I mean? It ends the conversation. It diverts answers. Like it takes something really complicated and it makes something really simple that people can understand. It's like, in my opinion, like utilize Aiden's death for whatever I need to utilize it for. It's for me to use.
Yeah, he's gone. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
You have to deal with it in all the other ways. So why not that?
Yes, 100%. Like use it because it's the truth, but also because it's an easy way to end a difficult conversation. So I just say that. I say after Aiden died, things changed and we were no longer compatible. Like I just say that and that answer. But like, okay, here's what I want to say. Because now that I have been in this stage of my life for months, I feel like I have some reflections. What I would say is from the outside, the separation would look very similar to grief. Very similar. There are lots of components of it that feel very similar. It feels like the Diet Coke version of Coke. You know what I mean? Looks the same, similar qualities, but nobody who has had Diet Coke would say that Coke and Diet Coke are the same. I mean, like they could honestly be two completely different drinks. Like I don't know if they're even like.
Yes.
Would you? I mean, like if you didn't know that they were called Coke and Diet Coke,
blind taste tests, they're completely different.
They should be called two different things, but okay, they're not. But the point is that like there is a similarity. There is something about it that the process looks similar.
Yes.
You spend a lot of time on the floor. You feel like you're surrendering to the universe of like, I don't know what's going to happen. I often tell myself a lot of the same things that I said when Aiden first died, when I would tell myself like, so what? I don't get kids anymore. Like this is the end of my life. Like this is a no. And I would always tell myself like, no, not no. Well, not always, but like when I came to a more positive place, I would say not no, just not yet. That's kind of where I am. So like I asked myself, so what? I don't get the happily ever after. I don't get the loving family. I don't get the partner in life. Like I didn't say, I remind myself, like, it's not no, it's just not yet. It's not this chapter.
Not in the way you envision.
Not the way I envisioned, but that doesn't mean it doesn't ever happen. I have 2 alive children on the outside. There's so much about my life that looks so normal. This relationship didn't work out. This particular chapter is not my happily ever after or my happier ever after, but it's not never. I believe that it is out there for me somehow, some way. That's the first thing. There's a lot of crying, like not even crying, sad crying. It's like just crying.
Yeah.
I think, that's why it looks the same. From the outside, you'd be like, oh, you're crying a lot. But like on the inside, I can swear to you the crying is different.
Yes.
The crying is not coming from like a desperate plea with the universe to make things different. The crying is just coming from like,
you're just sad.
An overwhelming.
I mean, you're grieving. It is grief. It's just a different type of grief.
Or just, no, it's just overwhelming. It's just, I'm doing like, it's just overwhelming. It feels very overwhelming.
I'm struck again. I have to say this again at how our situations have flip-flopped because I experienced the divorce and the baby loss concurrently. And so teasing out what was the divorce and what was the baby loss, I mean, they're all intertwined. Like, I did it all at the same time. And so the crying, like, I don't know that I would have had that recognition that there were two different things going on. I mean, looking back, I can see, like, yes, there are, but like, it would have been hard at the time for me to tease that out. And from your situation, like, so I just gave birth to my daughter 4 years after the loss. Whereas with you gave birth so quickly after the loss, a year later, that, like, I think it was hard for you to tease out, like, what if this is parenting after loss and what if this is just loss? Like, whereas I can see, like, oh, this is just like I'm grieving Quinn right now, or, I'm parenting after loss and grieving and feeling anxious about my daughter right now. Those are two different things. It's like, because they're separated, you can kind of tease out the differences. But like, I cannot believe we're winding up with these two things happening. I can't believe it. It's wild.
I know.
All this to say, we're kind of tired.
Yeah, I'm doing the best I can. I feel like I'm really spread. I'm giving like my 150% to every single part of my life right now.
Can I ask you a question? Well, first I have a confession and then a question. I have found that watching you go through this has been triggering for me occasionally, in that a lot of stuff that I'm like, wow, I don't want to go back and think about that. Now, like, I'm watching you go through it and I'm like uniquely equipped to help you, and also it's uniquely hard for me to help you because it's really close to home. And I wonder if you feel the same with me dealing with the parenting after loss. Like, you've kind of moved out of that horrendously terrifying newborn SID stage and you're just like watching me live it. Like, is it hard? Is there a part of you that's like, oof, like, I am ready to move on from that? Meanwhile, I'm probably going to have another kid. And like, I'm going to have to do this again.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point.
To be clear, I'm so happy to be here for you and I want to. It's just like, I think both of us, we've been kind of like flying through the atmosphere in different directions.
No, I agree. I think that we are, for the first time, I think that for the first time we were in two completely different, two different spots, in a way that, like, I mean, we were in different spots before. I mean, I had a newborn and you were falling in love. So like, we were in different spots before, but I think,
but we were also both like in the throes of early grief.
we were in the throes of it. No, I'm really thinking what you're saying. I think that's a really good theory. I mean, like, it's very hard for me to look back. And when there's so little, it's very stressful for me. And I really kind of want to be like past that stage. I do really want to be past that stage.
Yeah, I get it.
And I think there's also part of it that's like, I don't even think it's so complicated. I don't even think that has to do with loss necessarily. I just think that there's a part of motherhood where you lose yourself. You don't exist. Your entire being is to keep this baby alive. And
I mean, sometimes you ask me like, how's everything going? And I'm like, oh, I'm still not sleeping. And you're like, oh, can I call you? And I'm like, I'm under a baby who's asleep. Like, for like 10 texts in a row, 4 times a day for like 3 days. You're like calling me and I'm like, I can't answer. I'm under a baby because she won't sleep unless she's on me. Like, and that's just boring. Like, it's not fun. It's not interesting. It's very like I have literally, you guys, I have like everything going on. I have this precious little bundle who I adore so much and she's making noise and I have nothing going on. I have literally nothing to say. I'm tired. The baby's alive. Like, Judith texts me sometimes like, how did your daughter sleep last night? And I'm like, she's alive, because like she didn't sleep, but she is alive. Like, and it's just not interesting.
I think it's less to do with like, first of all, it's very interesting to hear that my life right now is triggering for you. I can totally understand how that's possible. And I think that makes a lot of sense. I think, to be honest, like, I think my life would be triggering for like 99.999% of people.
Yeah. I actually have a feeling people listening to this will be more affected by your divorce than they were by mine. Because mine felt like such a freak circumstance. Like, no one's like, oh, I'm also like, my divorce happened like at the same time. It was already like, if you're listening to this and your baby died, you already haven't had your partner come out as transgender 10 days before your baby died. So like you're past the point of what could happen, what happened to me. Like
No, what happened to you was like a freak accident.
Exactly. 2 freak accidents in a row.
What happened to me was much more of like a very typical, I think, how you would end up in a separation or divorce, like very typical. In the way it happens slowly over time. You can't really pinpoint one thing. It's just like an amalgamation of like a lot of difficult things in an already overflowing shelf, and there's no room left, But so I think you're absolutely right about that. I think for me, I'm trying to find myself again. I'm trying to like leave that motherhood stage, and like I finally have free time to find my interests and to try and like tend to my own needs a little bit. And also like I'm listening to myself in a new way that feels really good. And but I think I probably will be triggering for a lot of people because people don't want to be me, not even in the lost world. Like, okay, already people don't want to be me because I've lost a child, but now like people really don't want to be me because no one wants to be the one who lost a child and got a divorce. Like, oh, bummer. And
yeah, no kidding.
So I feel like I'm a worst case scenario. So I can understand why that would be really triggering. But you said something really interesting that I wanted to comment on, but I can't remember what it was. What were you saying?
I was saying I was triggered listening. I'm not like actively like triggered. I just mean it's like bringing stuff up for me, that what you're going through.
Completely understand that. And I don't think I'm necessarily going through it so elegantly.
Oh, and I was saying that I am boring. Is that what you're going to say? I've like,
yeah.
But
you're not boring.
I'm just in a losing myself in a live baby motherhood stage. And that is just like not where you are. And that's fine. It's fine. It just makes it hard to record a weekly podcast.
It does make it hard, but I think it's good we have this, because at least it gives us a chance to talk.
Yeah.
So that's good.
You said a couple like sentences ago that you're not doing it very gracefully or something. I think you're doing it very gracefully.
So gracefully.
I don't know that there's a way to, let me rephrase. I don't know that there's a way to do it gracefully, but you're certainly doing it fearlessly and very bravely. And, you're doing it.
What I was going to say is that I feel different from everything. I feel very different. I feel so different. I feel different from like my mom friends. I feel different from like the people I met that are also getting divorced and pursuing. I feel very different because I'm a mother of a dead child. I just feel so different all the time. I feel like half the week I'm with, I can relate to one group of people. Half the week I can relate to another group of people. I feel very alone in this experience. I feel very alone in it. Yeah, I feel different and I feel alone.
I remember trying to join a divorce like support group. I joined a baby loss support group and a divorce support group at the same time. And the divorce support group was just like not a match because it was just like all these people for whom this was like their big tragedy. And I was just like, I mean, yeah, this is sad, but like,
yeah, it does not feel like that to me. No, and when I meet other people who get divorced and they're telling me like this is like so, I'm like, no, you are living in Diet Coke land. Like you have no idea. I know it looks similar. I get what you're saying. This is a hard thing. I don't want to take that away from you, but you have absolutely no idea what hard things actually look like because this is a breezy comparison. Yes. Number one, you have some sort of agency in it. You have agency in how your relationship with your ex looks like. You have agency if you're the one who decided to leave. You have agency in 25 million different ways. Number two, sometimes it happens overnight, but like it's more likely that there was like something that led to something that led to something. So there's some sort of process. It's not like you just disappeared overnight. Third of all, like you're all still alive. Like to lose a child, there is nothing like that in the entire world, just the depths of grief. So even on the worst day,
and it's just irrevocable. Like it's not.
Yeah. Even on the very worst day of this, it is so much easier. It's like so much more manageable. I have the tools to deal with it.
I mean, Judith, you're not gray. Like you're still a vibrant, amazing, alive person. And in a lot of pain and very sad and grieving. And there's a lot going on, but you're not like a shell of yourself.
I actually feel more of myself than I have in a long time. I'm just alone.
Yeah.
I feel very alone. I feel very alone. I feel very different and I feel very alone. So that's hard. That's hard. And I know that you can relate to so many of the experiences that I'm going through, but it's also different.
It is different.
I have 2 little kids that count on me, and a lot of responsibility. I have a lot of responsibilities on my shoulder. So it's different.
Yeah, it is.
I guess what I would say to wrap up this conversation and my thoughts and my feelings, what I would say is Aiden dying equipped me to deal with hard things. And there are parts of me that are so grateful that I had that experience. So I have the perspective and the lens that I have now. And I wouldn't want it, but I do feel like it equipped me. I don't feel like I'm going to lose myself in this loss. I don't think that I'm going to crumble to the depths. I think I will be just fine. I will be more than fine.
I've even thought that obviously if my daughter died, I would turn back into a shell. However, I have had that thought that even if she were to die, it would not be the same in that my life's already bad and it would just be bad again. And like, I know how to do that. Again, to be clear, I know I would be destroyed. I'm not saying it would be like nothing. It would be a whole fresh new grief and devastating. However, I wouldn't be starting from scratch. I'm already in a hole a little bit. So like,
Aiden died. I didn't know how I was going to live. It was like, how can I do this?
Yes,
how can I
right.
exist? And now it's like, I know I can exist, but like, this is hard and it sucks and it's complicated, but like, fine, I will do it. I will do it. I will keep going. I will keep going. It will not kill me. I will survive.
We can do hard things. We can do hard things.
We can do hard all the time. I say that. Wait, did I tell you that my daughter, where were we? I think we were at the beach and we were at the pool and the water was really cold. And I was like, oh, I can't go in. It's too cold. And she was like, you can try. You can do hard things. You can try. You can do it. You can do hard things. And I was like, I guess I have to because you're right.
Yeah, you sure can do hard things.
I appreciate you saying that you don't think I've lost my mind because I do feel like I'm a little bit lost in my mind.
I think, I can see that this has been really hard, is really hard, remains really hard, but I also, this is not.
It'll get better because I'm kind of tired of it.
Oh my God, it's going to get so much better. Honestly, I think that's the difference between this and the baby loss is like, it's only going to get better. Really.
That's true.
Like, I think there's much less of a cyclical, like, yeah, will there be days that are hard? Sure. But like, there are times since Quinn died where I have like felt like acutely, like, again, like I'm going to die. And like, I just don't think that's not how divorce works.
No, fine.
I can tell you from experience, it's not how divorce works.
I think some people feel that way. I'm telling you, I see these women and I'm like, why are you guys like, you clearly haven't lost children. Why you guys, this is not the end.
Well, welcome to the club, Judith. It sucks.
Truly, it is not an honor to be here. Truly, I would rather be elsewhere.
Okay, well,
that's my update, guys. Wish me luck.
To all of our wonderful new friends, we want to hear from you. Email us at aslongasimlivingpodcast@gmail.com and follow us on Instagram at aslongasimlivingpodcast. We'll get back to you as soon as our grieving brains allow.
Yay!